And I am ready whenever you're set.
All right. Ready? Yes, ma'am. Okay, we're going to stand here. State your full name for the judge. Move forward up here.
Okay. Ingram Anatonetta Diora Manning.
Okay, thank you. And the state is alleging 3 charges against you. 2 of them are felony allegations. 1 is a misdemeanor allegation. The 2 felony allegations are drug paraphernalia possession or use, and the second one is narcotic drug possession or use. The misdemeanor allegation is driving with a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a hearing on 2 different dates. One is dealing with the felonies and one is dealing with the misdemeanors. You'll get copies of all this so you don't have to try to remember it. But on the felonies, you're scheduled for a preliminary hearing on the 22nd of January at 4 o'clock p.m. The preliminary hearing is to establish if there's probable cause to charge you with those 2 felony allegations, not convict you. If there is probable cause found, your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court, and they'll take disposition on the case. If there's not probable cause found, then the case could dismiss. Or if they do not hold the hearing, then they could file the charges up to 7 years from the date of your arrest, according to the statute of limitations.
Okay.
On the misdemeanor violation, I've scheduled you for an arraignment on the 28th of January at 9 a.m. You'll have to appear on that one for either way, and be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to the driving suspended, revoked, or canceled allegation. That's the Class 1 misdemeanor. Depending on what you plead will be what happens next with the court proceeding, and all of those options, as well as the penalty range, will be explained to you before you give your plea to the court. Your release conditions are obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if you have a change of address, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. On the felony side, the additional release conditions are not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and not to possess any firearms since they're felony allegations. If you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor. The additional misdemeanor violation, or there's 2 additional ones, is not to drive a vehicle on a public roadway unless you're licensed to do so. And I'm also ordering you to contact pre-trial services through the probation department. So you're not on probation, but my intentions are to release you on your own recognizance on these charges unless we have an issue regarding the release conditions or your inability to appear at the court dates. So once you're released from custody, you'll have a name and phone number that you'll need to call right away. They're expecting your call. And contact them, let them know, and they'll give you directions from that point forward. Do you have any questions about those release conditions?
No, I do not, Your Honor. I just wanted, if I could say something, may I speak?
Yes, but let me caution you on speaking of details of the case. So details of the case you don't want to speak of now. The best you could do is self-incriminate. The worst you could do is self-incriminate. So right now is not the time to give details. Yeah, that's still coming. I'll certainly answer any questions you have, but I want to caution you to protect your rights for you to, this is not the time to give details of the case. So that can come at a later time or a later hearing, and then based on the information you provide, they'll proceed or not proceed regarding the charging. Do you still want to ask your questions?
Um, yeah, I kind of still got to ask my question.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess my vehicle, well, you're the judge, but they towed my vehicle to a place over here locally, right? Okay, so am I allowed to get my things out of it?
Yes, as far as I'm concerned, yes, unless they have a hold on the vehicle for evidence. If they don't, then you just need to find out which tow company got it through the law enforcement agency,
Okay,
and then contact that tow company and say who you are, that you'd like to get your personal belongings. They'll tell you what the requirements are to do that and when you're able to do it.
okay.
Any other questions than that?
No, other than that, Your Honor, no questions.
Okay, you're able to abide by those release conditions?
Yes, yes, Your Honor, I will abide by all the conditions for which you have spoken. I will abide, and I will call the number for which you gave me once I am released.
Okay,
I have a phone with me. It's just my boss's phone. My
understood.
phone.
So when you're released, for the felony charge, the date for the 22nd,
Okay,
the best thing to do is to call a business day before that date to see if that's even taking place. I don't want you to drive up here for no reason.
okay,
So call a business day before that felony allegation to see if you even need to be here, and that you should be able to get an answer to whether that hearing is still proceeding or not. Again, on the misdemeanor one, on the 28th, you do have to be here, but on the
okay,
22nd, just remember to call a business day ahead of time, whether that's the day before or if it's on a weekend, the Friday before or whatever, to see if you still need to appear at that, because you may not need to because it might not file.
okay.
But they could file it, like I informed you, up to 7 years from your date of arrest. So I don't want you to travel on the 22nd for no reason, so give a call ahead of time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, any questions on any of that? Oh, no other questions?
No, 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 Your Honor. I no more questions.
Okay, you're all set. I'll get the paperwork sent over shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead back. Thank you, Judge.
You bet. You want it to you?
That's fine.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.